Some VinYin, half vinyasa, half yin, a chance to get some of the wiggles out, move some energy, and then just drop in and stretch it out. Connect inward. So we're going to start standing today, actually. I know I've been starting with breath work a lot, but we'll integrate the breath work into our yin postures today. We're going to start getting a little flowy, so come up to the top or to the middle of your mat, standing. And if you feel like you struggle with balance, you can have a chair or blocks, whatever you need on each side of your mat, some kind of support. Stand with your feet hip width apart or so. Lift and spread your toes, and then relax them down. And roll your shoulders forward and up, back and down. A couple more times like that. Then you can start to sway side to side. I like to interlace my fingers and swivel on the ball of my foot. And you're going for a nice twist around the middle of your spine, around your heart, really. Keep your head right above your spine. And sometimes it's tempting to stick your head forward. But the best twist will happen when you bring your chin backward a bit, set your head right above your spine, and use the swing of your elbow, whether your hands are locked or not, to bring your shoulder blade back toward your spine. Just a little swivel twist and breathe. I like to inhale to the left. Exhale to the right. And just keep going just like that. And if you want to take it up a notch faster, you can. If you want to slow it down, you can. You can start to let it dissipate a little bit, slow it down. Then you'll take your elbows way up and back. And I even like to put my fingers on my shoulders to get that big shoulder roll open. And then finish with your feet right underneath your hips, parallel standing tall, reach high, inhale. And ground through your heels as you bring your hands down to heart center. And now reach high. Exhale, hands to heart. And one more time, reach up. Hands to heart center. Now just turn your right toes out toward the short edge of your mat. And if you're facing that long leg, you're going to stand on your right leg and lift your left leg off the floor. It's like a tiny half moon. We've got a beautiful half moon in the sky tonight, so you can start to hinge this into a bigger half moon if that calls to you. You're going to come right back up in a breath or two. Put your left foot down, turn your right toes in. And you guessed it, left side, push through your left heel, stand tall and lift your right leg, going right into a little balance mode. Right back down through the center, toes to the right. You're going to go back and forth just like that. You can always put the arm that you're not facing on your hip for an easier transition. I want you to go at your own pace. You might not be going. You might not be moving as quickly as you. Or you might be sweeping back and forth much faster. And keep going. We've got this beautiful half moon in the sky tonight. The perfect time to play with balance a little bit. Wherever you are, take one more set. Maybe luxuriate it a little bit longer than the others. When you come back to the center, open your toes out to the sides, sit down, bend knees right above your ankles. Sumo squat, a chance to spread your thighs open wide. So you shimmy back and forth. And take a little twist, one shoulder down, look the other direction. Twist the other way. And push down and reach up high to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, turn your left toes out, turn your right toes in toward them, and come down into a lunge. Take a breath in, get your hips low. Exhale, let your hips come high, head down low. You're stretching through your front leg. And do it 2 more times. Big long inhales to get your hips low, chest up. Exhale to press through a straight-ish leg. Can you pull your left hip backward in space this time? And turn your whole body through the center, parallel legs, forward fold, bow a bit. Push through your legs, reach out wide through your arms and rise all the way up to stand. Turn your right toes toward the other short edge of the mat and come down into a little lunge, up on the ball of your back foot. On your inhale, hips get low, chest lifts. And as you exhale, you straighten your front leg and you out and down. Use the whole length of your inhale to get to your lowest point with the hips. The whole length of your exhale to straighten the front leg and get into your fold. One more time. Turn all 10 toes to the left, face the long edge of your mat and bow. Little shoulder stretch time, bring your hands up behind your low back. Interlace your 10 fingers, wrap your bent elbows toward each other, and then try to pull your fists up and over your head some of it. Keep shifting your weight a little to your toes. Remember never to lock out your knees in these forward folds. And use the strength of your legs. Push down through the outer edges of your feet. Lift your long spine and rise all the way to the top. Exhale, hands to heart center. And just your left toes for the short edge of the mat. Bend your left knee right in line with the middle of your toes. Your thigh bone is parallel to the length of your mat. Find your warrior two. And you're going to stay in this nice strong warrior. Check that your two pelvic tips are really level with the earth. So you're not letting one come higher than the other, right? Two really squared up hips. And then, keeping everything below your waistline stable, reach your upper body forward. And now reach it back. Do that a couple more times. Forward. And back. Dig into the outer edge of your back foot one more time. Reach. And reach back. Come back to the middle and bring your hands to heart center. Now, draw your shoulders onto the back of your body. Push the heels of your hands together as firmly as you can, and you'll feel some strength ripple up across your chest, your upper body. And you again, keep everything below your waistline really stable. And twist your upper body to the left. Then come back toward this side facing and see if you can go a little bit to the right. You may or may not go very far. Don't let your left knee move. It stays back. You're even pressing it to the left a bit. And you'll just do that again 2 more times. To the left. And to the right. One more time. Your whole rib cage rotates around the core of you. Keep pushing your hands together, chest proud. Straighten your legs, reach your arms up to the sky, and turn your left toes in. Turn your right toes out. Bend your right knee, warrior. Find your solid, grounded footprints. Pull your feet together. Lengthen through your spine. Remember, everything below your waist stays 2 hips level with the earth. You're going to reach forward. And then reach back. 2 more. Come back to the center and bring your hands to heart center. Again, it's like you're holding your social security card between your hands, and I'm trying to steal it from you. Don't let me take it. Push your palms together to hold on to it. Dig into your footprints, turn your upper body right. Your right knee doesn't move 1 millimeter as you turn back to the left. And try to go farther to the left. 2 more rotating sets like that. Move your breath. One more strong set. As you finish your set, come back to the center for your warrior two. Straighten your legs, reach your arms to the sky. 10 toes face the long edge of your mat, bring your hands down to heart center. Heel toe your legs in together a bit. And turn to face the short edge of your mat, whichever side allows you to still see the screen. Then reach your arms up to the sky. Take a breath in. Sit back into a chair with your hips. Pretend like you're going to fall backward, but you won't let yourself because you're going to tear your mat in half with your 2 feet and just reach your hips back farther, pull your low belly up and in. On an exhale, take a half chair where your arms reach down and back, squeeze your triceps, back of the upper arms, your torso is level with the floor, and then you rise back up. Do it again. Once more. Stand all the way up. And hold on to your left forearm. Push down through your heels, lengthen up over to your right side, press your hips left. Rise back up through the middle and switch the grip. Take your right arm up and over to your left side. And rise all the way back up through the middle. Bend your knees to bow forward fold. Let your head drop down, the heaviest head possible. And bring your hands to your shins so you can lift your spine up halfway. And drape it back down again. Plant your 2 hands. Step your feet back into a downward facing dog. Come forward into a plank pose, the top of your push-up. Keep pushing the earth down away from you as you bend your elbows right back behind yourself. Untuck your toes, squeeze your legs together, and push your feet down to lift your heart up. And we're all the way back down to the floor. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhales to rise to any version of cobra. Exhales to lower down. Push back to a child's pose, where we will pause in our first yin posture and do our first set of breath. We're going to do 15 rounds of big inhales and exhales. You get to choose the position of child's pose, knees wide for classic yin child's pose. Or you can bring your knees close together or anywhere between them. You can choose arms forward or back. Before we begin the rounds of breathing, which sound like this, we're going to take a big sigh of relief and we'll do 15 sets together. So big inhale. And let it go. When you're ready, begin 15. Coming up on the end. 3 more, biggest ever. Blow your last one all the way out. And then stay, hold it out. You breathe when you need to breathe. When you do, bring yourself up. And if you are able to sit on your knees, all right, your ankles are okay, you could even lean back onto your hands, whether it's on a chair, couch, a box, or the floor. And you can stay right here if you're feeling plenty of stretch down your thighs already, but you might even squeeze your glutes a bit, tuck your tailbone under and lift your hips any amount off of your feet. If you're feeling good here, no pain in the knees, let your head back, shoulder blades down, your back, chest up. Just breathe. Mars went into Pisces today, and Venus went retrograde in Gemini, both today. Those are big things. Set your hips down and come back up and over. Take a little cat and cow. So Mars doesn't do very well in Pisces. It doesn't like to be in a water sign. Mars is Aries associated, right? God of war. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, and Aries is the first. So they're quite on different ends of the spectrum. Different stages of evolution. So this may be a very emotional time for so many reasons, right? Make your way back up into a downward facing dog. And get ready, because we're about to have 5 planets in retrograde all at once. Woo! Party! Take your right leg up high to the sky. Exhale, carry your leg through into a lunge. Turn your left heel in and down. You got warrior 1 stance. Dig through your feet and rise up, reach high. Bring your left arm underneath your right. Give yourself a big hug around your shoulders. You can stay there, or you might double wrap at the wrists. Elbows up, shoulder blades down. And you're going to curl down like humble warrior. And then rise right back up. Reach your fingertips up high. Slowly shift your weight onto your right leg and let your left leg float up off the earth, maybe to hip height. Keep your 2 hips level to the floor. Turning your thigh bones ever so slightly inward, each of them may help you square up. Now, can you bend both your knees and lift your torso so you come into a chair or thigh crosses over thigh? Sit low. Now you have a lot of options here. You can stay, or you can reach your arms out wide and then down behind you. And if you're feeling really well balanced, squeeze in and bow, forehead to knees. You can come back up and take your figure 4 pose when you're ready, left thigh over right, sitting your hips back. If that's not quite enough and you want more of a hip stretch, you can bow. And if you're feeling a little more feisty tonight, you could try bringing your left foot up to your right hip crease and trying a little tree pose if I show you from the front. Only if your knee gives permission, you can hook foot into inner thigh and let your left knee come down and down. And my friends who know this pose, who are feeling stable, push down through your right leg. You could bow forward fold. Now everyone from wherever you are, rise up, whether you're figure 4 or cross-leg. Send your left thigh back. Find your high lunge. You're going to dive down to the earth. Turn around to the left and keep on going to your left all the way to face what was once the back of your mat. Put your right knee down on the ground. And just work that hip really hard. So now we're going to walk the left foot over to the left edge of the mat and come into a lizard pose. Forearms to a block or the floor. And you have the option of staying right here with your knee stacked above your ankle, your right knee on the ground. Or if you're feeling a little feisty or you want some heat, you can pick up your knee. So this is our second yin pose, and this can be a really emotional one for a lot of us when we're carrying a lot of stress or emotion in our pelvis, especially right now, especially with all this retrograde business and Mars and Pisces. So stay right here if this is plenty. If you want a little different form, I like wandering dragon. Left toes can turn out. Your knee stays in line with your toes and over your ankle, but your upper body can wander away. Don't let your left knee follow you. Keep it over your ankle. Are you breathing? Now you can stay right where you are, or you can deepen this just a bit more by sending your left foot forward into gecko, which might mean you come up off of your forearms onto long arms. This is a partial split. Do not go to the place where you're dropping into your joints. You're just going to the place where you feel some good opening across your hips. No strain. If full split is a part of your practice, you're welcome to soak in. Wherever you find yourself, make your exit slow, mindful, sustainable with support. You're going to tuck your back toes and lift your knee. You'll slip your front leg back and take a vinyasa, your style, your pace. When you're ready to move forward, you'll lift your left leg high with an in-breath. The out-breath will carry your leg forward into lunge. Turn your right heel in and down. Dig through your heels and rise. Reach to the sky, root down through your back heel, and then bring your right arm under your left. Shoulder hug, huge hug, or double wrap. Take a breath in, reach high. Exhale, bow. Humble, eagle, warrior. Come right back up. Reach your fingertips to the sky again. And then shift your weight slow motion forward to your left leg. Lift your right leg up. Turn your thigh bones in and fly your eagle, warrior 3. And then both your knees and bring yourself either 2 feet to the ground for chair, or right shin over left shin, or right thigh over left thigh. And zip up. And you can stay, or you can bring your hands down behind your low back, interlace them in a strange way, and perhaps take a little bow. When you rise back up, reach high. Take your right ankle over your left thigh, everyone, and sit back into a figure 4 chair. You can stay right here and focus. You can bow forward with the figure 4 leg position, or if your knee and your hip would like the deeper stretch, stand and bring your right foot to your left hip crease. Only with your knee's permission. Let your leg come down and back. And if you feel ready, bow. Everyone rises back up. reaches the right leg behind themselves to the back of the mat. Find a high lunge. Take a nice breath in as you reach high and dive down to the earth. Turn to your right and keep on turning. So you come to what was once the original front of your mat. Put your back knee down and take your pick for a lizard pose or dragon. Walk your right foot to the side. Come down to a prop on the floor with your floor up. If you're like me and you'd like to wander the dragon, keep your knee with your ankle and toes. Take your upper body to the other side. Always an option to tuck your back toes and lift your knee for more fire. Cycle your breath deeply through your whole body and feel what you feel. So again, you can stay right there in that version of your pose. If you'd like to go to gecko, that is when you come probably up to long arms and send your right foot forward of your right knee. Your back leg glutes are still on. And this can be where you stay. And if you prefer full split, you are welcome. Your breath is everything. If you have tension in your body, I guarantee 100% it has nothing to do with you just being tight. It is about a lack of breath. Let your breath flow. Everything can change as long as you breathe. When you're ready to come out, so quite slowly, mindfully. You'll tuck your back toes, plant your hands, and slip your front leg back. Vinyasa, guided by your breath. Gently come down to your knees, turn to face the long edge of your mat that allows you to still see the screen, and come to sit wide legs. Now, if you feel like it's really difficult to sit up with wide legs, or if you feel that your tailbone is tucked, like this, you can find those two bony protrusions in your seat, your sits bones. If you are sitting behind them with most of your weight, you can first try to bend your knees and sit up taller. If that doesn't work, stick a folded blanket or a cushion just at the back of your seat, and that may help you to sit forward. And if that's still not working, you'll get yourself up next to a wall or a couch or a bed, somewhere you can lie on your back and let your legs come up and widen. Gravity will do much of the work for you here. But if you're able to sit upright and sit on top of those sit bones or even forward of them, you could lean against a couch or a chair, a box, blocks, pillows, or the floor. Now we're going to do all 30 rounds of that traditional of Wim Hof's breath practice. 30 rounds followed by some breath holding at the end that I will talk you through as we get there. So just a review of the breath, it goes something like this. The idea is you're filling up your whole being, pelvic bowl, belly, and chest, And even through the back and sides of your body, one big inhale, the exhale falls out. You're really focused on pulling the air in. You just let the exhale happen naturally. If you get dry mouth, you can breathe through your nose, no problem. Do what you need to do. 30 rounds after a sigh of relief. Ah. Amen. You're nearing the end. Slow it down, drag it out. Last 3. Biggest of your life. Blow it all the way out. All the way, all the way, all the way up, and hold it, empty lungs. And try to stay and relax in this moment as best you can. Empty lungs, hold. Breathe when you need to breathe. Just one more part. You can adjust your position if you need to. Then you'll take a huge inhale. Blow it all the way out. Then another massive inhale. Hold. Maybe you can take another sip and hold. You just hold that for as long as you can. And when you need to breathe, you breathe. No judgment about how long it lasts. I'm going to move on with cues and movement, but if you're still holding your breath, keep holding, you'll catch it. Very gradually, you can bring your legs back in. If you're against a wall or a prop of some kind, roll over, bring yourself up gradually. We'll come around into a tabletop position once again. Hands and knees pose for a little cat and cow, just to re-lubricate the spine. Good. Tuck your toes, find a down dog as you're ready. Take your right leg up high to the sky with a breath in. Exhale, bring your knee to your left elbow, twist, and pause. Turn your left inner heel down and stick your right leg out from underneath you. And then you can open your left arm to the sky and you have this split leg side plank. Tuck your right shoulder blade under your heart and push the earth down with your hips high. Saturate your being with breath.
Now here's a funny moment. You're gonna come down with your left hand to the floor. You're gonna keep your right leg where it is and turn up onto the ball of your back foot. You can bend your right knee as much as you need. You're in this funny, twisted position, and you're gonna rock back and forth on the ball of your left foot. If your hands are too far forward of you, this can be bothersome in your shoulders after a while, so get them right under your shoulders. Stretching the IT band. At some point, you'll set your back knee down and then your right hip gently down, and you get to make some choices here. We're going to stay in the IT band stretch, so it's a very strange position that's true. My right leg is across over to the left side. My back leg is treating this like plank pose. I've got my toes tucked and my knee lifted as best I can. You get to choose how straight your right leg is or isn't. You can send your right leg forward for more stretch. You may come down onto your forearms a little bit. Now, the more you have your legs straight out, the more this is going to get IT band from the side of your hip down, maybe even into your foot. The more you bend your knee toward the right half of the mat, the more you're inching toward a little bit of a pigeon, and you can always bring your foot in closer to your hip. So you really get to choose and navigate where you feel this in your hip for a little bit here. And take several breaths, not necessarily the breath practice we just did, but breathe deeply and fully. Let it flow through you. We're going to do deer pose next. So if you were on your forearms, you might want to come up again. Bend your right knee a lot and bend your left knee. Now if I were to lean back and show you, you're sitting in this squared up position with your legs, nice 90-degree angles. But you're going to lean forward and walk your arms over to your right side. Come down to your forearms. Back up so hopefully y'all can still see me. Come down to your forearms. And turn your head and your chest a bit to the right. So you've got this low hip stretching twist happening. You could send your left foot back even farther behind you if you'd like. If that aids in the sensation of stretch along your left hip and side. Breathe. So Mars in Pisces. Mars is usually our god of war. It's Aries, it's ruled by Mars. And it's the doer, it's your taskmaster, it's how you get things done. And it's in Pisces, this very intuitive, perceptive, emotional, water-based sign. So you've got fire and water mixing together, and that gets a little bit muted, a little bit muddled. So things can feel like they're not moving forward enough. It's almost reminiscent of Mercury retrograde in that way. But they could just be more emotional than usual, and I'm guessing this is already an emotional time for most people out there. So let yourself feel. And let yourself, we're not breathing deeply to ignore those feelings, we're breathing deeply to allow that energy, those emotions, energy and motion to move through the vessel. Gotta feel what we feel, we're big processing machines. Then you're gonna come back up to long arms and walk yourself around toward your right shin again. You're gonna do some maneuvering to get your left leg back behind you. Tuck your toes and lift your right leg way up, three-legged dog. Take all the time you need. But then you'll stack your right hip above your left and bend it so you have a nice scorpion dog going on. Try not to let your left knee swivel inward. No. Can you turn your left knee toward pinky toe, anchor down through your leg? And lower your right foot down to the earth. Walk your hands back toward your feet. Bend your knees a little. You might come up onto the balls of your feet so you can plant your hands and get your knees right up into the backs of your upper arms. Now, even if you never move from this spot, this is great. Drive your shoulder blades down your back, get your neck a little longer. And drive your knees into your arms and your arms back into your knees. You might lift one foot. You might lift both. And bring your feet down to the ground, lift your hips enough that you can open your feet to the edges of the mat. And sit down into a yogic squat. Tall spine, press your thighs wide, chest broad. Now, can you keep your spine pretty vertical as we try to stand up tall? Turn your 10 toes straight forward and put your weight in your left leg. Stand tall and bring your right knee up. Make sure your pelvis stays steady. It doesn't move at all. Your right thigh moves, but not your right hip back, not the right half of your pelvis. It's your right thigh bone. You can stay here holding your knee, or you can extend your leg. Push down through your left heel to get really strong through the back of your hip and thigh. And take your leg down to the earth. Plant your right foot parallel to your left and shift your weight onto your right leg. Stand tall with your left knee up. Your pelvis stays exactly where it is. Your thigh bone swivels open to the left. Adjust your weight accordingly. Whichever version you choose, straight leg or bent, stand tall. So if your right knee buckles or your tailbone tucks, you're not quite ready to extend your leg. Get upright first, and then someday you'll open it up. Now climb down out of your pose, 2 feet to the ground. Take a big breath in and reach high. And now forward fold. Walk your hands out to your downward facing dog. And if you like one, you can take a little vinyasa here. From your dog, take your left leg up. Take it to your right elbow. Turn your right inner heel down. Stick your left leg out. And now you have a funky side plank, shooting star. It's always a fun challenge to lift your extended leg up. And now you're going to turn down, right hand to the ground, come up on the ball of your back foot. I like to bend the knee a little and move the left leg forward. Make sure your hands are under your shoulders. Dig into your limbs and shift back and forth. Now very slowly, put your back knee down, put your left hip down. Make some choices about your body. Would you like to come straight down as you are onto the forearms? Would you like to bring your leg backward more? Would you like to bend it over more? So really take your pick on what you're going to feel through your left leg. Listen into your body. It will tell you where I need to go. This is where you're going to sit up a bit, bend both knees, bring your left knee in more, so now you're coming into this seated square position again. You're going to lean forward past your left shin. Maybe your forearms come to a prop or the ground. And once you're there, you'll walk your arms over to the left. Turn your body to the left side, about 90 degrees. So now you're in deer pose once again, and hopefully you've got a nice long draw across your right side of your back, down to your head, down to your thigh. You can always send this right leg back farther if you want a little more opening for you. Remember, the whole reason that you're here is to breathe better, to breathe more easily, so make sure that that is your focus. Move the energy. I hope you've all been making noises at home. Anybody ever want to do that? Just want to like, sigh of relief in yoga, those good juicy parts. I hope you're being really noisy at home. It feels good. I like to vocalize when I'm doing yoga. As you're ready, you can come all the way back through the center. You're going to do some maneuvering to tuck your back toes under again. Plant your hands and hike your body up, left leg to the sky. Three-legged dog, stack your left hip over your right. Keep trying to work lifting up out of the right hip crease and opening your right knee toward your right pinky toe. And take your left leg down to the ground and walk your hands back toward your feet. In your forward fold, you can take a hold of your big toes with your peace fingers or hold your ankles, your calves, whatever you've got. Pull on your legs, bow your head, and get your shoulder blades off your neck. Keep your knees unlocked and press into the big toe knuckles. Shift your weight toward your toes and lift your hips up. And bend your knees, drop your tail, and roll up slowly. Put your arms to the sky. Hands to heart center. Into the middle of your mat. That was a lie. We're gonna lie down. I was gonna do a standing version of this posture, but I'd really like to do the yin version, so we're gonna lie on our backs. Oh, this is one of my favorite yin poses of all time. It's so simple, so elegant, and it does so much good. Your arms behind you, legs out front. Curve your upper body to the left. Most of you have taken class with me before know this pose, banana pose in the yin world, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon in the yang world. Take your legs over the left. I like to teach this one most times that I teach VinYin. It's so incredibly effective for so much of the body. So you've got this big banana-shaped curve to one side. It's typical that your body wants to roll to that side, but then we lose half of what we're doing. So can you get the back half of your body to ground by pretending you're rolling to the right side? You're still curving dramatically to the left, and you might even hook one ankle over your other. And it doesn't matter, you don't have to, and it doesn't matter which one you do, as long as you feel that it adds to the sensation of opening across your side. We're going to take 15 rounds of that same breath practice right here. So a sigh of relief. And then be good. Last two, biggest ever. We'll blow your last one all the way out to the bottom. Very, very empty lungs and hold. Breathe when you need to breathe. One more part. Big inhale. Full exhale. Get the stale air out of the bottoms of your lungs. Press the breath out. And then take the biggest breath in of your life. Hold it for as long as you can at the top. When you're breathing freely again, take a very slow transition back to the center. You will feel strangely lopsided for a bit. And find the longest possible body you can. Melt for a few breaths in the middle. Then bring your arms by your sides, bend your knees, feet to the ground. An intermission between sides, we'll take a little bridge pose. So you might feel really, really different in the two sides of your hips or back, but push down and lift your pelvis and just see how that is to go in the bridge. We'll do this again after the second side, that is. Lift and spread your toes so you're just on your heels, but make sure they're not too close to you, because then you don't have access to all this musculature that we need. Get your foot right underneath your knee or even slightly ahead of your knee so you can pull backward, like you're trying to drag your upper body forward with your feet pulling back. And that'll wake up all this stuff. Lift your tailbone a little higher, hug to the middle, and lift your pelvic floor like a suction cup. A little knitting in of the belly goes a long way. With the toes lifted and spread, I like to open the knees wide, toes wide, tail high. You might have to drop the tail a little bit to take it the other way, but then can you press up again? And just do that a few more times. Knees open wide, toes open wide, tail high. And then shift to bring your knees in and toes turn in, and then lift your tail high again. Just one more time. Bring your feet gently, your hips gently down to the ground. Legs out long. Melt your body. Second side awaits. Arms back, legs front. Curve your upper body to the right. Take the biggest banana-shaped curve to the right you can, and then take your legs over the right spot. And cross left ankle over right thigh. Watch out for the tendency to roll to the right. Try rolling to the left and press the left half of your body, the back of your body, into the floor. Sigh of relief, and then 15 rounds of that same breath practice. Big inhale. Let it go. And begin. Just 5 more. Last one, biggest. Blow it all the way out. Keep pressing gently until it's gone and hold.
Keep holding as long as you can. These quiet moments are precious. Spaces when the breath isn't moving after intentional breath. Spaces between the breath, that's where you'll find the real you. When you're breathing again, one last part, take a huge inhale. Then exhale. Get all the stale air out of the base of your lungs, press it out until it's really gone, and then a fresh new full inhale and hold as long as you can. Keep holding as long as you can. Where can you soften while you hold? Take your time. And when you're breathing again freely, you'll come right back to the center. Bring your feet to the floor, knees bent, and arms by your sides in any position forward. Bridge pose, last one. Now you can take the same kind of bridge we did before. You could even do exactly what we did before if you liked it, but you could just stay in bridge. You can play with a funky bridge your own style, or maybe you're more interested in the full back bend tonight. You can bring your hands up behind your shoulders, fingers point toward your own feet. Even if you just push in and you lift up to your head, this is great. Keep your elbows and your knees in parallel. Somebody will press up to long arms. If you feel like you can't quite get your arms straight, try tucking your chin and pressing your heart forward. Then you might find that you can relax back into your back bend. You're satisfied with your chosen backward bend, whether that's bridge or wheel. And down. We'll take a twist. Today it will be twisted root. So, knees bent, feet to the ground. Place your right thigh over your left. No spaces between, much like eagle. Bring your knees to your chest and roll your whole body to your left side. I like to put my toes on the floor to help stop me. So for me, I don't go knees to the ground, I go toes to the ground, knees off the floor. That gives me a little easier time twisting. It is gentle on my low back, which doesn't twist very much. And my upper spine, which does twist very much, gets a better twist. You can push into your left elbow to help get your right shoulder blade to the ground. If this is going really well, you could try bringing your knees down. But if your knees go down and your shoulder goes up, you've lost the point of the twist. So find your compromise, the place where you feel your heart twisting and not your low spine. If your knees, your hips, your back don't like this, uncross your legs, same twist. Take your time with your twist. When you're satisfied, you'll come out and take the other side. Left thigh over right. I bring the knees up to the chest first, so that when I roll over to my right side, they're already in the correct position. Because if they're down low, if my knees are down here when I go over to my side and I try to twist, then I'm definitely going to get into my low back. But if my knees are closer to my chest, then I'll twist my upper spine a little bit. You might use your right elbow to help press and twist you to the left. And as you're ready, we'll come back to the center and fall into Shavasana. I'll just encourage you today to take 3 massive, long, luxurious breaths before relaxing back. Now is the time to drop in under gravity. Let your eyes sink back into their sockets. If you would like to connect with yourself a little bit better tonight, you can bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your low belly. Just feel the energy in those two places. As the breath moves naturally in and out of you, the wisdom of your body's natural breathing. Notice the weight of your legs. Try to sense the space between the back of your tongue and the back of your throat. And you sense the volume of space there. Can you feel your heart beating? Good. Take a nice deep breath with intention. Rich inhale. Let it fall out. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Stretch gently through your limbs. When you feel so inclined, you can roll your body over to one side. Let gravity still be winning. Know where you have to be, nothing you have to do. And make friends with gravity again and push up gently against it. Come into a seated, comfortable position. Any style is welcome as long as you can have a tall spine. It's nice to have your knees below your hips, so if you want to sit up on something, feel free. Tall, neutral spine. Bring your hands together at your heart center, roll your shoulders to the back of your body. Sit. I know it is a chaotic world out there. There's a lot of unknown, there's a lot of shift, a lot of change. There can be incredible human being, for any human being in any circumstance. This is a hard time. And it can be even harder still to reach out and find truth. It's a scary time for really knowing truth. So I encourage you more and more to use this time of Venus in retrograde, which happens today in Gemini, to connect in with yourself even more. You will find your own inner truths. You will find your own inner guidance system the more you take moments like these and get quiet inside of yourself. Let's seal with a prayer breath. Exhale fully and follow it with an inhale to reach your arms wide and out. Trace your aura, gather the good energy and pull it down to your heart as you sit even tall. Thank you for practicing with me long distance. I love you. I miss you. Be well. Namaste.